Hi all. Today we can discuss Australian syllabus and it's chapter 2 ICM ICEM Mathematics third edition. This is a chapter regarding irrational numbers, then surds. First we can study about irrational numbers. What do you mean by irrational number? Before that you have to study what is a rational number. What do you mean by a rational number means any number that can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. Here p and q both are integers and q not equal to 0. These are called rational number. For example, 2 is a rational number because 2 can be written in the form 2 by 1, where 2 and 1 both are integers. Then we can write minus 5. Minus 5 is also also a rational number because it can be written in the form minus 5 by 1. Then 2 by 3. This is also a rational number because this is also of the form p by q, where p and q both are integers. Then 0 by 5. Is it 0 by 5 a rational number? Yes, because 0 is an integer and 5 is an integer and q not equal to 0. That is a condition. Q can't be 0 for rational numbers. But 5 by 0, if you are taking 5 by 0, 5 by 0 is not a rational number because here q is 0. We can't define this as a rational number. Then another number minus 5 by minus 2. This is also a rational number. So any number that can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0, that is called rational number. Then irrational number means other numbers or any number that cannot be written in the form p by q, that is called irrational number. For example, root 2. Any number having the prime numbers, most of the prime numbers under root, it is the rational number. For example, root 2, root 5, then root 3. Here all the numbers are prime numbers. Root of a prime number that always represent the rational number. Also pi is an irrational number. Root 2 means it is a positive square root of 2. Rational number is a number that can be written in the form p by q, where p is an integer and q is a non-zero integer, that is q not equal to 0. A real number is a point on the number line. Every rational number is real, but as we have seen, not every real number is rational. Every rational number is real. For example, 5 is a rational number. At the same time, it is a real number. But rational number or irrational number together form rational plus irrational together form real number. We will get real number. But real number is not rational number because it includes irrational also. A real number that is not rational is called irrational. Here, if you consider that number line, we know that root 2, it is 1.414. So it lies between 1 and 2. Pi, it is 3.14. That lies between 3 and 4 and nearer to 3. Then minus root 3, that is minus 7 point something. So that is nearer to minus 2. It lies between minus 1 and minus 2. Every real number is a point on the number line and conversely every point on the number line is real. The next one is thirds, that is very important one. Nth root of a, you can write it as nth root of, this is a symbol of writing. That means, or this is same as that of a raised to 1 by n. We have here it is reciprocal. Nth root of a is equal to a raised to 1 by n. Nth root of a, if nth root of a is irrational, then it is called surd. For if nth root of 5, we know that it is irrational, so it is a surd. But nth root of, if third root of 27, 27 that is equal to 3, but it is not a surd. If you are getting an answer, or if you are taking the nth root and if you are getting answer, then it is not a surd. If you are not getting answer, then it is surd. Rational numbers, nth root of an irrational number is a surd. Then here it is, you have to plot the numbers. Root 8. Root 8 it is 2.83. So it lies between 2 and 3 and it will be nearer to 3 because it is 2.8. Here comes 2.5. So it is after 2.5. Then root 10, it is 3.16, so it lies between 3 and 4 and it is nearer to 3. Root 2, it is approximately 1.41, so you can write it lies between 1 and 2 and it is nearer to 1.5. Cubic root of 60, it is 3.91, so it comes nearer to 4. Then constructing some sorts geometrically, we know that 1 square plus 1 square, that is 2. You have to use Pythagoras theorem for that. If you want to get root of Pythagoras theorem, we can use Pythagoras theorem to construct root 2, root 3. For example, here in x-axis you have to take 1 centimeter length and y-axis you have to take 1 centimeter length. In scale you have to, using scale or using ruler, you have to take 1 unit length. It may be any unit. If you are taking 2 centimeter in x-axis also and in y-axis you have to take 2 centimeter. Then if you join these two lines you will get root 2, because if it is a, b, c, we know that ab square plus ac square is equal to bc square. So 1 square plus 1 square, it is 2. If you want to find out bc square, 1 square plus 1 square, it is equal to bc square. So in order to find out bc, you have to take the square of this number. 1 square plus 1 square, it is 2. So square root of 2. Then if you want to construct root 3, from root 2 you have to construct root 3, because you can write it as root 2 square plus 1 square gives you another value. So root 2 square, it is 2. 2 plus 1, it is 3. If you join this, you will get root 3. From that root 3, you can form root 4. Root 4 is 2. Then every real number is a point on the number line, and conversely every point on the number line is a real number. Then every rational number is a real number, but real number is not rational. That is called irrational number. If a is a positive rational number, then nth root of a is irrational. Then nth root of a is surds. Then arithmetic surds. Root of a square, that is equal to a, because root a means it is a raised to 1 by 2. Then root a square means a raised to 1 by 2 into 2. So 1 into 2 it is 2, 2 by 2 it is 1. So you will get a. So root of a square, that is a. Also root of a times root b, that is equal to root of ab. Then root a divided by root b, that is root of a by b. Here you can write, if you are considering root 3 times root 7, both are prime numbers, then you can write it as root of 3 into 7. 3 into 7, it is root 21. If you are considering like this, root 15 divided by root 3, you can just write it as root of 15 by 3. 15 by 3, we will get 5. So answer will be root 5. Then root of 7 square, any numbers square root and square, that will be the same number, 7. Square root of 7 all square, or 7 square root, that is also same. Both values are same. Then if you want to find out the square root of 12, just find out the prime factorization of 12. Prime factorization of 12, it is 12 divided by 2, it is 6. Again 6 divided by 2, it is 3. Again 3 divided by 3, it is 1. So 12 you can write it as 2 times 2 times 3. Then if you want to find out the square root of 12, square root of 12 is equal to square root of 2 times 2 times 3. From these two 2's, you have to take 1 2. From that pair, you can take 1 2 outside. So it is 2. Then 3 is not in pair, that you have to write inside the root. So square root of 12 is 2 root 2. For square root of 12, you can write it as, you know that 12 is multiple of 4 and 3. We know that square root, then split the root. Square root of 4 into square root of 3. We know that square root of 4, it is 2. So final answer will be 2 root 3. But if you take 6 times 2 as 12, then you will not get the answer. Again you have to split 6 as 2 times 3 times 2. So easy method is just take the prime factorization of the number that you have to find out. Then from the pair, take one pair outside. Then if that is not in pair, that number you have to write it in root. So next one, it is root 50. Here also take the prime factorization of 50. 2, 25, 5, 5. So this can be written as square root of 2 times 5 times 5. From 2 5s you can take 1 5 outside. So answer will be 5 root 2. Prime factorization of 27. That is 3 times 3 times 3. So taking the square root, you will get 3 times root 3. Or just try to find out whether it is a perfect square number into multiplied by any other number. Just write it as a perfect number square and other number. Then you will get the exact value, or otherwise take the prime factorization of that number. Then if you want to find out the square root of 588, same method. You have to find out the prime factorization of 588. Dividing by 2. So it is 2, 18, 9, then it is 4. Again divided by 2. So you will get 1. Then 8 4 times 14. You will get 7. Then again divided by 3. Then you will get 4. And here comes 27, 9. 49, it is a multiple of 7. So 7, 7, 1. So finally from these two 2's take 1, 2. From these two 7's take 1, 2. So inside the root you will get only 3. 3 is not in root. So answer will be, it is 2 into 7, it is 14. So final answer will be 40 root 3. That is a final answer. Here comes the final answer, 40 root 3. That is square root of 588 is equal to 14 times 14 root 3. Then square root of 243. Here if you want to find out the square root of 243, it is not an even number. If it is even number, you can divide always it by 2. If it is not an even number, just check whether it is divisible by 3. How will you check the divisibility rule of 3? Add the numbers 2, 4 and 3. So 4 plus 2 it is 8, 6. 6 plus 3 it is 9. 9 is a multiple of 3. So we can divide it by 3. So 243, take the prime factorization of 243, or in 24 it is 8, then 3 it is 1. Then 81, we know that it is a multiple of 3. Then divide it by 8, you will get 27. Then again divide it by 3, you will get 9. Again divide it by 3, you will get 3. Again divide it by 3, you will get 1. So until you get 1, continue this process. From these 2 3's, take 1 3. Again 1 3. Then this is not in pair. So the final answer will be 7 into 9 root 3. 7 into 9, we know that it is 63 root 3. Here you have to multiply the number 7 and 9. Then next one, it is 6 root 162. Here also you have to take the prime factorization because it is an even number divided by 2. Again we are getting 81. 81, then 3, 27, again 3, then 9, again 3, 3. So from these 3, you can take 1 3 outside. From these 2 3's, you can take 1 3 outside. Then root not is in pair, so it is in root. Then multiply this number. 6 into 9, that is 54. So answer is 54 root 2. Okay. Then next one, it is example for 5 root 7. S plus each as a square root of a whole number. I will teach this example next class. Okay, bye.